The Laws of Ascension, Chapter 87, Vault. Nixfang stops outside the headmaster's tower. Lorik and Vera climb off her before she enters Lorik's soul. Headmaster Arlen was waiting for them and walked over as they got off. So you're finally using those tickets. Have you decided which vault you want to open? Arlen asks Lorik with a smile. The fifth vault. I'm not looking for anything specific, though. Lorik replies as Headmaster Arlen leads them to a small building. It's maybe twice the size of the rooms in their dorms. Why are the vaults in such a small building? Vera asks as they walk. The vaults themselves are underground, but we needed a building to serve as the entrance. It's mainly used as a waiting room since only the person opening the vault can enter it. Headmaster Arlen says, causing Vera to smile. But it's kept small, so it's easier to protect. We use materials containing powerful defensive laws in the building, so it's able to withstand even an attack from me. However, it'll certainly leave a scratch. He adds while opening the wooden door of the building. From the outside, it looks like a regular building. There are no signs, windows, or markings indicating what the building is used for. The inside is dark, but quickly lights up as they enter. Stones light up along the ceiling, activating upon sensing their entrance. No one else is inside the building. There are a few sets of tables and chairs, but nothing else. In the center of the room is a magic circle. It's been painted into the stone floor. Crystals line the circle, but don't light up like the ones on the ceiling. You'll have to wait here, Vera. Lorik, follow me. The headmaster says while walking over to the circle. Pick a good one, Vera says before walking over to a chair. Lorik follows the headmaster into the circle. The circle lights up as the two enter it. Arlen reaches out and uses his soul power to activate it. The two disappear from the room, teleporting somewhere underground. Lorik's vision goes dark and he feels his body moving quickly. A moment later, lights appear and he closes his eyes. This teleportation's a lot different from Cyrilda's quick and instant one. The reason is that Cyrilda controls the law of space. This circle uses items to recreate its effects. When Lorik opens his eyes, he sees 5 large metal vault doors. He's standing in the center of a small hall. The doors are side by side against the wall in front of him. They're labeled 1 to 5 from left to right. He's standing in front of 3. Headmaster Arlen walks over to 5 and hits his staff against the ground. Metallic vines shoot out of the stone floor and wrap around the vault wheel. They turn it before pulling it open. Arlen turns to Lorik after opening the door. Go on in. You can look around as much as you like. You're free to hold and inspect anything inside, but do note they're all connected to an alarm. Even putting them inside storage devices won't block it. So if you try to sneak any out, we'll know. Arlen says before Lorik walks in. Did Master tell him about my time in the black market? Or does he just tell everyone about that? Lorik thinks while looking around. Bookshelves line the 2 side walls. They're full of books and scrolls. Displays are set throughout the room holding various items, weapons, armor, accessories, plants, and even eggs. I did not expect so many books, Lorik says before walking up to the nearest display. There's a smooth stone block a few inches tall next to the pair of daggers on display. Lorik reaches out to touch the daggers. As his wrist holding the communications bracelet gets near, the block lights up. His bracelet lights up, and a message appears. It gives him a description of the daggers. These daggers are a high-level gold item. They boost ice laws and have a freezing effect. Lorik turns away before moving to the next display. He checks them all one by one. Each one grabs his attention. He doesn't find anything he wants, but he begins to wonder how they're made. He imagines what materials were used and how they gave them the effects they have. He gets to the back wall where armor and weapons are hanging on the wall. He stops when he sees a small blue orb. It's in a glass display with the stone in front. Lorik senses a familiar law from it that draws him in. He moves his bracelet to it and reads its description. Soul orb, a small orb containing the soul law. There are too many impurities to use it to comprehend the law. It can be eaten to enhance the soul. Its exact effects depend on the quality and strength of your soul. Mid-level diamond. The soul law. Lorik mutters before sighing. The soul orb is the first mid-level diamond item he finds. There were a few low-level diamond weapons and armor before, but none of them stood out to him. Near the corner, next to a bookshelf, is a mannequin, unlike other mannequins that displayed the armor. This one only has a cape. There's a white fur trim around the neck. It's blood red and leads all the way to the floor. Lorik moves his bracelet next to the mannequin's chest, where the stone is embedded. Bloody cape. A blood red cape containing various laws. When worn, it will automatically move to block any attacks aimed at the body. The cape can extend to a certain extent, covering the front of the body. There is a limit to both how many attacks it can cover, along with the strength of the cape's defense. If attacked from multiple directions, the cape will prioritize defending your back. Low-level legendary. A legendary item? Lorik says in surprise. It's the first legendary item he found in here. Before it, only a few books and plants were high-level diamond, which was the highest level he had seen here. Lorik looks back at the soul orb before looking back at the cape. He sighs before running his hand through his hair repeatedly. I want to get both of them. That soul orb piques my interest and sounds useful. Since I've eaten the soul flower, my soul quality should be high enough to produce a strong effect. But since I don't know what that effect might be, I'll take the cape. But I'm coming back for that orb. Lorik thinks before pulling the cape off the mannequin. He folds it in his hands while walking back to the door. Arlen is reading a book, leaning on the wall on the other side. He stands up straight and puts the book back into his ring when Lorik comes out. He looks at the cape in Lorik's hands before smiling and reaching out. Vines grow and close the vault door again. That's a good choice. It's very defensive and will watch your back. Literally. Headmaster Arlen says with a laugh. Headmaster, do you not have more legendary items in the vaults? I didn't quite look at them all, but this was the only legendary item I found. The others were books and plants. Lorik asks as they walk to the circle. Headmaster Arlen stops before entering to answer before they teleport. It is. Legendary items are not easy to make. For example, you'd need to find a blacksmith who's a grand mage, which is already not an easy task. Then provide at the very least high-level diamond materials. They all have to have similar laws, though. Then the blacksmith has to spend at least a week working on it. They have to keep a close eye on it, as the laws could fluctuate, causing it to fail at any moment. As I'm sure you can imagine, the resulting legendary item would be quite expensive. But it's also because others have taken the legendary items already. You'll learn this once you attend the new mages class. But we don't stop our students from joining guilds outside the academy, so we even have quite a few students who are members of the guilds. The only requirement to stay enrolled is to come by and do tasks from time to time. But they earn tickets for work they do in the guild. We do thoroughly confirm that it's true before rewarding them, so they have the other legendary items we did have. Headmaster Arlen replies before pulling Lorik into the circle. The two teleport back to the room from before. Welcome back, Vera says while getting up from a nearby chair. I'll be getting back to work now. Have a good night, you two. Headmaster Arlen says before walking to the door. He stops and turns back from the door. Have you received the announcement yet? He asks after seeing the sun setting outside. No, I haven't, Vera says after checking her bracelet. Lorik nods, causing Arlen to sigh. All right, I'll have to go take care of that, Arlen says before leaving. What was that about? Lorik asks, causing Vera to shrug. No idea. Now what'd you get? Vera asks, her curious nature showing itself. It's called the Bloody Cape, Lorik says while putting on the cape. He tells her about its effects, and she gasps. How effective do you think it is? Would you still be able to feel it if someone stabbed you from behind? Oh, what about fire? Would it burn or can it block fire? Vera asks, causing Lorik to laugh lightly. I'm not sure. It has a variety of laws, though. Plus, it's legendary, so it should block fire. Here, try punching me, Lorik says while patting his chest. Vera looks at him nervously before he nods. She sighs before pulling her fist back. As she throws her punch, the cape moves. The side around his shoulder, near his arm, extends. It stretches out to cover Lorik's chest, absorbing Vera's punch. The cape doesn't move from her punch, almost like it was made of metal. Vera pulls her hand back, and the cape returns to normal. I didn't feel that, Lorik says. That was weird. It felt like regular cloth. But I couldn't move it at all. It felt like I hit a soft wall as tough as metal. Vera says while reaching out. She runs her hand against it, and this time the cloth bends and presses against Lorik. The two leave the building and start walking to their dorm. Lorik put the cape back into his storage ring. As they walk, their bracelets vibrate. It's not just theirs. All students' bracelets vibrate. A message appears, announcing the next Academy auction. It'll be hosted tomorrow morning, which is very short notice. Though it says it's purposefully short notice, they hint at a unique item being held for last. This must be what the headmaster was talking about, Lorik says while lowering his arm. Probably should we take a look tomorrow? Vera asks. Yeah, do you think Rowan and Sarah are still here? Lorik replies as they start walking again. I'm not sure. I didn't get a message saying they were out, Vera says before checking her bracelet. She nods after confirming that there's no new message from them.